Okay, so from that video, we can find out a few things about the ball. Knowing that the distance between the goal and the line we shot from, this being where we shot from, and this being the goal, is 18 yards. We can convert that to meters, and we'll get 16.45 meters. We also know that the goal is 8 feet high, so that will convert to 2.67 meters. And if we connect the path the ball follows, we'll get the hypotenuse, which will give us the distance that the ball has traveled. If we do use the Pythagorean theorem, we do a squared plus b squared equals c squared, this being a, this being b, and the hypotenuse being c. We'll do 16.45 squared, which comes out to 270.6. b squared, so 2.67 squared, is 7.13. If we add those together, take the square root, we're going to end up with the hypotenuse being 16.67 meters. So this is going to be the distance that the ball travels in the air, right here on C. Okay, so with that, we can find both the velocity and then the acceleration of the ball. So from the video, we found that the time the ball was in the air was 1.17 seconds. So that means that the ball traveled 16.67 meters in 1.17 seconds. If we divide the distance by the time, we will get the final velocity. So 16.67 divided by 1.17 is going to give us 14.25 meters per second. So if we write this down, we can then find the acceleration of the ball using the formula final velocity minus initial velocity over the change in time, which is just going to be our time. So final velocity, like we just found, is 14.25 minus 0 because the ball started at rest, and over 1.17 seconds, which is the time that the ball was in the air. Now, if we work that out, we will get 12.18 meters per second squared as our acceleration. So right there, we found our final velocity and our acceleration. Okay, now we have these two, acceleration and velocity. Next, we can find the angle that the ball was kicked at. So since we have the right triangle, we have this side and this side. We want this angle. Now, to find this, we would use the cosine of the adjacent angle, or hypotenuse. So it's A over H is going to give us our theta, or the angle that the ball was kicked at to hit the crossbar perfectly. So before, like we found, that would be 16.67 divided by 16.45 cosine equals our theta. If you work this out, it's the cosine of 0.98 is our theta, and that will be 55 degrees. So that means that the ball was kicked at a 55-degree angle from the ground to the crossbar. Now let's just compile everything together. So we have found that the distance the ball traveled is going to be 16.67 meters. We also found that the acceleration of the ball is 12.18 meters per second squared. We found that our final velocity is 14.25 meters per second. and we found that the angle the ball was kicked at, or theta, was 55 degrees. So if we compile that, we kick the ball at a 55-degree angle with an acceleration from 0 of 12.18 meters per second squared until it hit the velocity of 14.25 meters per second, and hit the top of an 8-foot goalpost, which is also 2.67 meters. And the total x distance traveled would be 18 yards, which is 16.45 meters. And this was all in a time frame of only 1.17 seconds. So from only knowing the height of the goalpost and the length, or the distance from the bottom of the goalpost that the ball was set at, we were able to find the angle, the final speed, or the final velocity, as well as the acceleration that the ball had in the air.